get at him and that this is what you are watching is about? Because again, let's remember that Kendrick knows this is a top charting melodic song that is supposed to be enjoyable and calm over everything else. And of course, knowing this, instead of making a weird homage to the person you're in a beef with like Drake, shouldn't be surprised because this is the exact camera and color palette that have already been used in key storytelling moments for him, like when he was doing the Grand National Tour videos to announce it with SZA, and with Kendrick switching in and out of color here and of itself. Again, this entire detail and component to the video, while not having its primary reason be to troll Drake, that Kendrick was trying to troll Drake and once again send a quiet message to him that does not actually step on the art he is making, but is still letting him know that this is his genre, his industry, and that it's his era, and that he is going to have to try a lot harder to even come slightly close. And again, when you compare the subtle trolling in the background of Luther...
Yo, what's going on, YouTube? What's going on? We're back with another banger. Yes, sir. Today's video, we got how Kendrick just trolled Drake and teased new music in the Luther video. That being said, if you're new here, don't forget that big red subscribe button and that like button. We're on the road to 600 subscribers, and we're trying to hit it before the end of this month. Now, gang, at the time of this recording, it is April 14th, and we are currently at 512 subscribers. So smash that subscribe button and that like button. We're almost there, gang. We need like 80 of you guys to smash that subscribe button. I know y'all can do it, so we get that goal. You guys have been going absolutely crazy. That being said, we did skip some videos ahead, in Fantastic Hip Hop. I wanted to stay on date to keep, up to date through everything, but a lot of y'all been talking shit like, oh, why are you so far ahead? I mean, so far behind. Oh, you didn't find this out already? Gang, chill out, all right? I was trying to catch up, but since so many of y'all are talking shit, we're up to date, gang, okay? By the time you guys are watching this video, the next 2 videos are already going to be all the way up to date. So, before you already comment on this video saying that you guys already know, chill out, alright, gang? Chill out. When you're watching this, it's a day behind, alright? Relax. Gang, that being said, let's see what Fantastic Hip Hop has to say in this video. Let's get it.
Right now with Kendrick Lamar, the next phase of his plan to take over hip-hop and his all-time run in the music industry has continued, as right before his Grand National Stadium tour starts, Kendrick just released the music video to the song that has not left the #1 spot for what is about to be 8 weeks in none other than Luther. And really now, with the visuals to go along with this song, what it seems like now is that this run Kendrick is having is gonna last a lot longer. And now from all of the storytelling and messaging in this video, to the subs that Kendrick is throwing right back at Drake in the best way possible after Drake has been trying to mess with Kendrick once again after his Nokia video. I mean, overall, with this brand new video from Kendrick, he has given us something that a lot of people are going to be talking about for so many reasons, because in typical fashion from him, it just opened up so many more doors to what's coming next. And now, before we go any further into this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And so now with that said, when it comes to Kendrick Lamar and the Luther music video, before we even go into everything that this just paved the way for, as it has seemed like recently in the industry that there has been this effort to try and push Drake's Nokia to compete with Luther and push this new round of a Drake and Kendrick beef almost, where instead of releasing diss tracks, they are competing for a top charting record. Well, after Drake for some reason thought he could take Luther and Kendrick's #1 spot and release a music video where he was subbing Kendrick in so many different ways and have that work.
Hey, can I copy your homework? Sure, just make it look different so that it doesn't look like you just copied it. Sure thing. I'm not gonna lie.
After messing around and thinking he was finally gonna get a win with what Kendrick Lamar has created. While Nokia may have already been losing to Luther before it had a video and that song never had more support.
Look at that, Nokia reached #2. For all you Drake fans saying that they were fucking, what's his name? What are they saying? Scamming his numbers, not promoting his music. How y'all gonna say that now when the nigga made it to #2? Stop it.
Drake is now officially never going to get ahead of this record, and really it seems like no artist is going to for a very long time, because with how stunning these visuals are and how they are about to be accompanied by an entire tour with both artists, Kendrick and SZA are just defining winning like nobody else is. But now when it comes to dissing Drake in the video, which has been a new iteration of Drake's back and forth so clearly, as again, Nokia's video was really more of a Kendrick diss than it even was a moment to showcase that record. Well, for Luther, Kendrick is not dissing Drake here within these super in-your-face ways that obviously just spell out that you are trying to get at him and that this is what you are watching is about. Because again, let's remember that Kendrick knows this is a top-charting melodic song that is supposed to be enjoyable and calm over everything else. And of course, knowing this, instead of making a weird homage to the person you're in a beef with like Drake did, Kendrick just tells a story here that has nothing to do with the guy whatsoever or any beef, and instead has a lot more detail in terms of creating a bigger narrative that relates to the track. But at the same time, while doing all of that, Kendrick fills in the lines and ties this thing together with trolling that if you are in the know about what's going on and everything with Drake especially. I mean, for Drake and OVO, they are gonna be in shambles about, because first off, even with the timing of this video releasing, this is the start of the new music tracking week, and this is the moment in time where Drake and OVO were gonna make one all-out push for the
Camera overheated. Let's get back into it.
last time to try and get Nokia to #1. And so with Kendrick putting this video out for this record that already has the lead right now, again, what he just did was make it all the more impossible for Drake and made sure that he is never going to be able to even act like he has made a comeback, and he will never be able to get that #1 because of that. And again, this just shows you how while Drake disses people for the audience to understand, Kendrick just wants to come in, win, and make the best things possible. He is really on a completely different level because of that. And now when it comes to the actual presentation of the video, first off, with the black and white aesthetic that the video switches in between, Kendrick really has shown how to do a video like this. But again, we shouldn't be surprised because this is the exact camera and color palette that have already been used in key storytelling moments for him, like when he was doing the Grand National Tour videos to announce it with SZA, and with Kendrick switching in and out of color here and of itself. Again, this entire detail and component to the video, while not having its primary reason be to troll Drake, as the use of it is to tell a story and create a visual identity for this track and era of his career, it ends up being great that something like this just shows how much Nokia failed and didn't understand what it was trying to do whatsoever. And now really the funniest troll that Kendrick has done with this entire thing all comes down to who directed the video itself, which this time around it was not Dave Free as usual, which tells me that he must be doing something bigger for Kendrick and PG Lang behind the scenes, is none other than director Karina Evans. And now who she is first off a Toronto native, which is already hilarious, but making the troll even funnier on Kendrick's end. In the past, she worked with Drake and directed some of his most popular videos from the era where he was arguably the biggest he ever was, with his Scorpion album, as she directed all of the lead singles for that record, including tracks like Nice for What, In My Feelings, and I'm Upset. And with this, again, Drake really needs to take notes, because this is how you diss and troll in a music video. Because for Kendrick Lamar, when you think about how fans and people who just like the song are going to hear the video, they're just going to see it as
this nigga is dissing him and throwing shots at the, like, this nigga is dissing him both ways, bro. This nigga is dissing him with bars, and not only that, dissing him with having this nigga's producers in his music videos. What the fuck?
As a cool piece of art that matches the song well and gives them something interesting to look at. But meanwhile, beyond the surface, from directorial choices to when it dropped even, you know that Kendrick was trying to troll Drake and once again send a quiet message to him that does not actually step on the art he is making, but is still letting him know that this is his genre, his industry, and that it's his era, and that he is going to have to try a lot harder to even come slightly close. And again, when you compare the subtle trolling in the background of Luther to the weird disses of Nokia, you just see why these guys are in the places they are, and why one has kept on winning and why one just keeps losing more and more. But now with the all-time great trolling from Kendrick out of the way,
attention car accident victims. The insurance company hopes you never discover this one fact.
Wait, what's that?
when it comes to the rest of this Luther video, this is really an amazing piece that Kendrick has given us, and even when we compare it to the visual.
How do you guys feel about the Luther video that Kendrick made? I honestly still haven't watched the whole music video. I think I watched like 30 seconds, and I like the visuals, you feel me, it was cool, but I didn't watch the full video. So those of you guys that did watch the full Luther video from Kendrick Lamar, do you guys fuck with it? Did you guys, see any hidden symbols or meanings? Because y'all know Kendrick Lamar loves doing that type of shit. So y'all let me know down below in the comments if you guys fucked with that Luther video.
Visuals that we have already seen from him in this era. It's a perfect extension and continuation of everything GNX is about. And now while the Squabble Up music video felt like its own contained thing, this Luther video is much more expansive and is doing a ton of world building for both the album and tour, because as you can see in this video, And even see how some of the rooms that we are seeing here end up being connected back to that main room that Kendrick Lamar made the GNX trailer in. I mean, this is clearly trying to tell us something bigger, and whether that's about the album itself, a potential deluxe coming, or maybe even what the tour is going to be like and how the presentation is just going to be next level. It's clear that Luther is really trying to expand the scope and is letting us know that what Kendrick Lamar is doing is even bigger than we once understood. But now beyond that, and again, once again, always showing that everything Kendrick does is to expand his art and the story he is trying to tell, and not just make some weird statements that are ultimately pointless like other people. What's really interesting about this Luther video is that just like other Kendrick videos, we don't just see the song get played through here over some visuals, but in multiple times. There are pauses and breaks which are just expanding the story and depth of what Kendrick and SZA put together here. And even with the outro of the video, which features a whole section of its own where the actual track that the record samples is playing over. With this, one of the big things about GNX and this era from Kendrick Lamar becomes more apparent than it ever has been, which is that as the Luther Vandross song that this sample gets to play in the background and everyone who may have never heard it gets to listen to it, while there are a lot of other plot threads and ideas in this music video that need to be explored and really do need their own breakdowns, what Kendrick makes more clear than ever, both by this record being such a big song, and then now letting all of these people who may have never actually heard the real track get to experience it with some amazing visuals that Kendrick has curated, that overall, and what we are about to seemingly find out on this tour, and with whatever other surprises Kendrick Lamar may have, is that while this GNX era is so meaningful for Kendrick himself and represents his rise over everything in the industry like we have never seen before, it's also bringing up others with him and putting the industry within a better place. And now whether that's with all of the new rappers he has helped put on, or it's like what we are seeing here, which is by honoring and giving homage to one of the greatest voices ever in music, who was notoriously disrespected by the industry in his time, and for being snubbed at awards.
Alright, we're back. Camera kept overheating. Let's get it.
Into never getting that #1 song of his own. Really, what Kendrick is doing here is channeling the past, present, and future of music through him, and is now with this record more than ever, allowing and giving Luther Vandross and his amazing work and contribution to the music world the biggest nod and honor it ever could. And I mean, to just see this and see a song that is literally titled after him, now getting to see the success it is and being the centerpiece to this entire album and what is going to become the Grand National Tour, this is what Kendrick Lamar in this era is all about. And I am sure from here, while we don't know what Kendrick is going to do next specifically, that silence in the video at the end and a lot of the cryptic hints from closed off doors and sections within the same GNX room.
Of course we hit him with that.
So last night he used hymns. Honestly, nothing better.
Is really showing and telling us that more is going to come from here and that Kendrick is really planning to take over the industry a lot more, because everything is indicating this. And so altogether, when you put all of this into perspective, Luther isn't just a statement that is going to raise the bar for the song and the tour. But even with Kendrick working with the director who did the videos for what was Drake's biggest album in terms of the major songs on it, I think this is another moment for Kendrick where it is showing that he is now the guy that Drake thought he used to be, and that these records are the type of moments dominating the industry that Drake used to think he created. And I really think with that understanding of this video, what everyone should see is that this is Kendrick Lamar's claim to solidify himself as not just the biggest rapper right now, but really, based on what we have seen, the biggest hitmaker in all of music at the moment, and going forward from here, if Kendrick is going to be able to embody flash and spectacle with storytelling and purpose like we see right within Luther, everyone better get back, because the dot era is only going to change everything a lot more. And so now with all that said, let me know.
Crazy,
what do you think about the...
I just got put on a bunch of facts, I'm not going to lie. But y'all let me know, do y'all think Luther, since he dropped the Luther video, that is just going to change the game and continue changing the game? Like he said, at the moment, Kendrick's on top, and as long as he continues dropping this kind of music, he's going to be on top, simply because that's what people fuck with and that's what people want to hear. You feel me? Hit that big red subscribe button and that like button, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video at 3 p.m. We are